Back at it again this week. This is PSG. Going off of Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is going to be entitled Developing a Strategy. Before we get going, I do want to let you know I'm not a financial advisor. Any information I am sharing is simply information I've learned through the book or through my process. So as always, I would suggest if you need financial advice to seek a financial advisor. All right. I am assuming you did do your reading for chapter 5. I believe it was around 30 pages. Very good information for getting started out. Some things that we're going to go over today is going to be learning how to understand the value of paper trading. Getting ready to make your first trade if you have not yet. Understanding a little bit of the difference between investing and trading. Also, finding a broker that is suitable for your needs. All right, moving along. Starting out with some of my experiences. What I personally use is E-Trade and Ameritrade. I do believe in having two brokerages, just in case one doesn't allow you to purchase a certain penny stock or something that you want to buy. Then having the second one I feel like is very convenient. I look at it like you having two banking accounts. So it's just two options in case one gave you issues. So I do always feel as though two is a pretty good suggestion to have in case one gives you issues. I'm not sure if you're too fond or familiar with what paper trading is. I'm going to touch on some of those things of what paper trading is and how it can be valuable. I do feel like if someone's just starting out, paper trading is pretty good, so they're not literally losing money or panicking in the market. Penny stocks are very volatile, so if they aren't, how do I say this? If they aren't patient and experienced, losing money might really almost be like at the casino crapping out and just being done. So I do feel like paper trading does help people to be able to better groom themselves. That way when they jump into the world of investing with their real money, making their trades, they're ready to go. One thing about paper trading, I will say it's important that you take it serious. If you're good at this, then you move on from paper trading and start using your own money and have better experience as far as maneuvering in the market and having patience and understanding how things move. I do feel like as detailed as you are, that's as successful as you will be. So when you're writing out these paper trading, the information, or even if you keep it on an Excel spreadsheet, writing the date that you purchased the stock, how many shares you bought, at what price, then tracking along. And it's not just necessarily doing this to track, hey, I bought and sold a stock, but also you need to be looking at the percentages that your portfolio, your paper trading portfolio is going up. And you also need to be looking at the value and what the company has going on. I can't stress this enough. Those who are really successful in the market, they do a good job of being able to balance the timeline of what the company has going on, percentage gains, and their portfolio goals and needs as far as if they want to stay in this. Do they see themselves sitting in this stock long term or short term? So I do feel like this goes back to, as detailed as you are, I feel like that is a pretty good indicator of how successful you will be. Choosing quality companies from sectors that you're interested in. Even though you're paper trading, starting out, don't just be willing to just buy any and everything because it's not real money. The better you're able to take this serious, the more you're able to take this serious, I do feel like it would definitely help you because you're literally tracking where you're buying, what you're buying, why you're buying. So those are definitely some important things that you may want to notate to help your process. Moving along as well, you'll also see that there's different stock screeners depending on what broker you have or what platform you use. Be sure to play with those. I'm sure you might feel like this is your first time, you don't know this and that. Get on YouTube. YouTube might not always have the correct information, I'll say, but it'll give you some type of blueprint to navigate to know, hey, at least I have some information, especially if you're just starting out and you don't know anything about penny stocks, where to trade, how to trade them. So I do highly suggest that, as well as diversifying. This is extremely important. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to not put all your eggs in one basket. Keep yourself diversified, and be realistic, because we've had some people in the past, and even when I first started, I might have had $500 in my portfolio and I'm in 10 different stocks. So when these stocks might have went up, I'm not really seeing that type of profit that I wanted to see. So I will say, make sure your goals are aligned with what you want to get out of this. If you're starting out with $500, I would personally maybe put 250 in two stocks and just see how it goes. Give it patience, give it some time. But diversifying is good, but don't spread yourself too thin. I would definitely suggest when it comes to that. When it comes to trading, I do feel like there's going to be three things that are important. I think a brokerage that suits your goals. You also have to have available funds that you can transfer to the account. Whether you're wiring or transferring, make sure you're aware of the allotted time frame that it will take your funds to be available. We've had quite a bit of people that didn't realize if they're transferring, it'll take 3 days, or the wire, how long it may take, or even setting up the account the initial 3 days. So just be sure to know your time frames, your timelines with your brokerages that you are using, because you might be thinking, hey, why am I not able to make a trade yet? And they're literally telling you 3 business days and it's the first or second business day. So you'll see a lot of people panicking or unsure. Let's alleviate a lot of different questions or concerns by, look, pick up the phone, call your brokerage. There's plenty of times I've been calling them over my last 8.5 years. It's just ask them all type of questions. I'll be the first one to tell you I don't work for them. It's people that have asked me questions about Ameritrade, E-Trade, and if I do know the answer, I'll try to help you, but I'll be the first one to also tell you, look, they're on payroll. Call them. This is a long time, lifetime relationship, especially if you're going to be playing this game like I am, in the sense of forever, as far as I'm going to be investing forever, having a brokerage forever. So don't hesitate or feel as though you're bugging them for asking questions regarding a company that's literally managing your funds. So I would say call them, drill them with as many questions and concerns that you do have. They're getting paid for it. Also, be aware of the your type of commission fees. When I first started, we were paying $9.99 per trade, which was really expensive to me and my budget at the time, but it forced me to really be sure of when I was buying and selling a stock, because I was like $20 just to buy and sell of a transaction when I only have $500. It felt like a lot to me at the time. As my portfolio grew, of course, I wasn't as concerned with that, but you'll get people just starting out that's literally trying to buy and sell and day trade each day, and their account can get frozen because they're doing 3-day trades within I believe a week or 5 business day time frame. So be sure to know your limits with your brokerage, because you'll be wondering, hey, why I can't trade right now? My account's frozen. It's not. Well, you might have been doing too much, simply put. But call them, find out, let them talk you through it. That third thing, outside of the brokerage that suits your goals, knowing your time frame for your funds that going to be available, also having a reliable internet connection. I can't stress it enough how important it is to be able to make sure that when you're in the game, the market's moving, that you're able to have a reliable source of internet connection. You do not want to be where you're logging in, logging out, your Wi-Fi isn't working, your connection. Be ready to go. Have your tools, your internet, do your research. Just be ready to go. That's the nicest way I can say it, as far as, because while you might be having some issues, others may not, and that might just be on simple preparation And that's definitely in discipline, which definitely separates in this market. Also, be able to make sure your brokerage can accept certain trades. Some brokerages won't allow you to buy penny stocks, some will. Don't be so quick to jump on a brokerage just because someone else has said it. Make sure it suits your goals, because that is the most important thing when it comes to investing. Your portfolio, your financial goals for your family, or whatever you feel is important to you that you want to accomplish. Also, the book didn't really touch on it this chapter. I might be getting ahead, but we'll know as we progress in chapter 6 next week. But I do feel like level 2 is extremely important. Level 2, make sure your platform allows you to see that. You might have to pay for it, but level 2 is literally showing you real-time quotes. If you're not able to see real-time quotes, you're going to be seeing delayed quotes. Well, if you're not familiar for what the delayed quotes are, delayed quotes are simply exactly what they said, delayed. 15 minutes to be exact. So in a high volatile market where things are very time sensitive, imagine you not being able to see where a price really is because you're 15 minutes behind. So I do feel like that does matter as the numbers change, and when you start moving on to what we're about to talk about, your bid and your ask and putting in your orders. So if you're able to see level 2 and you're bidding, you can literally see real time and strategize where you might want to get in. You might want to see if you want to just hit the ask. Is there enough shares that you feel are available? Or do you feel like hitting the ask, you don't mind buying higher and almost making it run in a sense? So it's a lot of strategy that goes on with buying and also selling. But be sure to make sure you do have real time quotes. Your bid is literally going to be on the left side of the column. That's what's showing you literally where the buyers are that would like to buy for a lower price. Your ask is going to be where your sellers are. Your sellers going to be trying to sell for a higher price. So know the difference when you're strategizing with your goals, if you want to be more of a type of buyer that buys on a bid or the ask. Also knowing your type of orders. You got your limit and your market orders. Those are, I feel like, the most two popular orders. For me, I do limit orders because I'm literally telling them I want you to fill me here or not at all. I don't like market orders, especially buying. I don't feel like you can really do market orders in the penny stock world versus blue chip world where they can just fill you higher. But there's been some horror stories where people have literally put a market order on a blue chip stock or not paying attention, and it filled them for as many shares, too many shares that they didn't want. And literally it will, depending on how you put that market order in, it can use up all your cash available. So be sure, let you know your difference between a limit and a market order. As I am assuming you all have done your reading, I'm going to be expecting you also to do your due diligence on knowing what a limit and a market order is. If you feel as though I'm not really explaining it that well, take some accountability to put in that work to understand and know what the difference is. Also, you have your good until close orders. You're good for 60 days. You're good to cancel orders. Be sure to play with that within your brokerage so you know the difference of here, good for today, meaning by the time the market closes, if they haven't filled me, it's going to throw you out, cancel your order. You have to re-put it in versus if you're doing a good for 60 days, I look at it like almost you're in line for some shares. You're in line for shares that a company you want. Well, I like to do the good for 60 days because worst case, I can cancel it myself, but it doesn't kick me out of line when the market closes. When others might have 60-day orders in, there's a staying in, I'm getting out of line, they're putting me back at the end. So understand the difference of strategy between those two different things right there. Moving along, I also want to say have some realistic expectations. I feel like a lot of people jump into this penny stock world with unrealistic expectations, low work ethic, and high demands. And I feel like when they're not realistic and your demands don't meet your patience and your work ethic, you really can lose yourself in a market that can give a damn about your emotions. So that's the nicest way I can say it, to kind of paint a picture of accountability and putting in that work. Also, don't feel like you need to be married to any companies. I'll be the first one to say we don't work for them. Our job is to know when to get on the train and when to get off. So depending on your goals, your portfolio, and what your level of patience is, that's all going to dictate how you're going to trade in the market. I know a lot of you all hear me say patience pays. It really does in a market that is very impatient, for lack of better words. We did touch on, so we touched on the brokerages, we touched on the fees, limit order, market order, reliable internet connection, knowing what the heck level 2 is, the importance of level 2. Personally, I would not ever recommend or trade without level 2. People be like, well, it costs some money to use it on certain platforms. I use level 2 on iHub mobile, because I can move around if I'm not at home. If I'm running some errands, I can still stay tapped in. If I'm at home, I'm using iHub mobile. I'm also using Scans platform for level 2. E-Trade and Ameritrade will show you real-time quotes as well. Just be sure you call your brokerage to make sure that's available. For some, it may be free. For some, it may not be free. So know that as well. And also know just thought about it right now. Know your amount of value you need to have in your account before you can even day trade. You'll see a lot of people trying to jump into the game and do a lot of things. Well, understand, when you're jumping in something new and you're trying to make a lot of movement really fast with your money, you're leaving yourself liable to a lot more error, a lot more mistakes, because you're not that experienced and you're moving money. You're moving money. So make it make sense. That goes back to the realistic expectations that I do feel is important that you should have. And don't take for granted paper trading. People feel impatient, like, man, they need to jump in the game. They need to jump in the game. I'm telling you, paper trading will help you. Look, save you from losing a lot of sleep and get a lot more experience as well if you're not ready to jump into this market. So all emotions aside, that will definitely set you up for a higher success rate by doing that, tracking your buys, your sales, making sense of why you're buying, why you're selling. Are you selling because the market is down, or is it dropping and you're like, hey, this is a way I'm going to add shares because I see the value. So when the stock goes up, not only do I have a lower average, but now I'm making more money. So you have to see the vision. You're going to see a lot of people new to the market, or even some veterans, that almost, if you can't see the vision of the stock growing, the potential, that's what helps penny stocks, any company, move. The potential. If you don't have patience and see the potential, I'll be honest, investing is not for you. I do feel like if you do find the value and patience and seeing the potential in quality companies, this can really set you up a lot more, where you don't really feel like you're literally working for money, but putting yourself in a position where your money's working for you. So whether you're doing your due diligence, you're researching how to buy or sell a stock, understand these are all fundamentals to help you be great. So don't take it for granted and think in your mind, just because you're not making money, that you're literally not paying for experiences that you're doing through the market. I think that kind of wraps up chapter 6. I don't want to keep talking in circles regarding trades, bid, ask, being disciplined, paper trading, finding quality stocks. But I think we're going to get more in detail next week as the chapter is entitled Doing Your Research. So hopefully you all get something out of this. As always, take what pieces work for you and your style and move on. This is PSG. Hopefully you all have a great day, and we'll see you in the group chat at 3 Central Standard Time if you all have any questions. Take care.